Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be previewing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Week 16 matchup versus the Detroit Lions. This is being recorded right after my previous video, but for those of you who are watching this on Christmas, or if you've been watching this on Christmas Eve, this will probably go up at midnight on, Christmas Eve. But Merry Christmas, everybody. I said in the previous video, I said in this video as well. Hope you guys all have a beautiful Christmas day as well as a Happy New Year, and, I'm sure I'll say Happy New Year in some future videos as well, but Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you all enjoy the holiday. I will be spending with my family, having a good time. But with that being said, let's get into this preview video talking about some of the storylines coming into this game versus the Lions. The first storyline I want to address, and arguably the biggest one, is that the Detroit Lions essentially don't have a large chunk of their coaching staff. Now, the story with the Detroit Lions this year and their struggles with just the entire coaching staff have been not fun. They fired head coach Matt Patricia a little while ago. Everybody knows about that. I'm a supporter of the move, even though I'm not a Detroit Lions fan. I feel that they can do a lot better at the head coaching position besides Matt Patricia. I think that he was a lot better of a defensive coordinator than a head coach. Maybe they'll go get Jim Harbaugh. I'm not a Lions fan. I don't know what's going on in those circles, but, hey, Jim Harbaugh goes to Michigan. Detroit is, in Michigan, so maybe the threads are there. Who knows? I don't know, but maybe they try and bring in Jim Harbaugh. We're not here to talk about that. Anyway, the point is, Matt Patricia fired. The offensive coordinator was promoted to the head coach, and now something has happened where a big chunk of the Lions coaching staff has ended up on the illness list, and they will not be able to participate in this game. Interim head coach for the Lions is on that list. I believe the offensive coordinator is on that list as well. Maybe I could be wrong about that one, but I know for a fact that the interim head coach, the defensive coordinator, the linebackers coach, the defensive backs coach, and the defensive line coach, they are all not coaching in this game versus the Buccaneers. Now, this isn't catastrophic or anything because, quite frankly, the game plan was already set and they are going to go in executing that game plan, the set list of plays that they had to start off the game and whatnot. But this could be very huge after that portion of the game is done, where all the scripted plays are done, the starting sequences are done. What's gonna happen, right? Because there is a lot of guys who, yes, they are NFL caliber coaching personnel. They are in the NFL for a reason, but I'm sure that a lot of those guys have not been in the situation they are in right now for an NFL game. Being a defensive line coach, being a defensive backs coach, being a linebackers coach, being a defensive coordinator, and being the freaking head coach for a game, I'm sure there have been certain situations where maybe a couple of these guys have had to do something like that before, but still, this is not a good situation for the Detroit Lions for their coaching staff. They were very mad about this. They said, come on, just let us play the game on Sunday instead of Saturday, because then we will be eligible to coach in that game. The NFL said, nope, you can't do it. So now the Detroit Lions are in a very, very tough pickle. So I'm going to be very interested to see how the flow of this game goes for both teams after that initial scripting period is done, because that's going to be where you really start to see certain changes being made by both coaching staffs. And right now, as it stands, I would give the edge to the Buccaneers coaching staff over the Lions, just because that the Lions are victims of circumstance, unfortunately. I do really feel bad because that would suck. If that happened to the Buccaneers, I would not be a happy camper. So I do feel for the Detroit Lions. But who knows? Maybe it could work out for them. Let's see how they do for that. But that is a very, very top storyline going into this game. The next storyline is going to be that Kenny Golladay is yet again out for the Detroit Lions. He has been, out for most of the season. Matthew Stafford's number one wide receiver. They still have some good pieces there. I believe Marvin Jones is still one of their top wide receivers there, and I think that he is a very underrated wide receiver. But, not having a guy like Kenny Golladay out there has been hurting them all season, just continues to pile on the misery that they have been suffering through this season. And yeah, that's a huge blow to their offense. Does make the job of the Buccaneers cornerbacks a little bit easier. I don't believe Carlton Davis is playing in this game. He might be out, so it would be probably Jamel Dean going against the number one wide receiver, so making Jamel Dean's job easier in that regard. So yeah, that is another interesting piece. The number one wide receiver for the Detroit Lions is out for this game, and he's a very bright and young upcoming wide receiver in the league, and that's a big blow to the Lions offense. However, on the flip side, Ronald Jones is going to be out for this game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I believe he is still dealing with the illness list. I believe he was taken off, but he is still dealing with that fractured pinky, which I've had a fractured pinky. It's not fun, especially I imagine if you're a running back. You have to be very, very careful, otherwise you can do a lot further damage to your pinky if you're not careful protecting that. And just in terms of ball security, I imagine he would have a tough time holding onto that football as well. So in slots, Leonard Fournette, yet again, who I've been talking about all week in these videos. How is he gonna do? He's auditioning not just in this game for himself, but for other teams around the league, just to show what he can do and get a potential, maybe a starting opportunity somewhere down the line with another team. A lot of you guys have told me that he could start for a handful of teams around the league, and I sat there and I thought about it, and there are maybe 6, 7 teams that I think he could have a chance to compete for a starting job, but definitely wouldn't be set in stone or something like that. So Leonard Fournette, go out there, play a good game, prove to people that you can get some money and you can, earn a starting running back job. A huge opportunity for Leonard Fournette, and I'm excited to see how he does. Also, Donovan Smith is back in this game. He was on the illness list last week. He's good to go this week. Josh Wells actually did a pretty decent job filling in for him, which is absolutely a Christmas miracle in my opinion. But now Donovan Smith is back, and let's see how he does rebounding from being on the illness list. I'm going to be very intrigued to see what happens here. I think he'll do fine. I've told you my expectations of Donovan Smith are not high anymore because I'm just done with having high hopes for Donovan Smith, and then, a handful of games I'm just disappointingly crushed. So I keep it somewhere in the middle, because that way if he does bad, meh. If he does good, okay, cool, but I always keep my expectations in the middle now for him. So yeah, he should slot right back into that starting left tackle position, and let's see how he does. And then finally, guys, the last thing I want to talk about here is this is the playoffs push. If the Buccaneers win this game, they are in the playoffs, guaranteed, which I'm excited about. I think a lot of you guys are excited about as well. And even if they don't win either one of these games, let's say they finish 9-7, they still have a incredibly solid chance to make the playoffs. But getting double-digit wins would be huge for this team. It'd be the first time it would happen since, the Raheem Morris era back in 2010, I think, was when they had 10 wins. They didn't make the playoffs that year, but still, they had double-digit wins, and that was a good season for them overall. This time around, they would have double-digit wins, then actually make the playoffs. So, woo-hoo, let's go for that. It'd be the first time the Buccaneers made the playoffs since 2007. I'm sure you guys have all been, clawing at the walls from hearing those numbers because they've just been getting repeated over and over and over again. But I'm excited, right? I'm so excited. It'd be an awesome Christmas gift for the Buccaneers to win this game versus the Lions and go to the playoffs and just guarantee that. Boom, stamp their ticket in to go to the playoffs. What a freaking Christmas gift. Am I right, people? So I really want the Buccaneers to win this game, get to the playoffs, just, have no fear of, are they going to make it? Are they not going to make it? Just get a solid win here and just say, yep, we're going. Let's freaking go. They're going to have to play in the wild card round not even most likely. They are going to play in the wild card round, but they could still win the division, by the way. If the Saints lose their last 2 games, the Bucs win their last 2 games, Bucs get into the NFC South Division crown, which is very cool. So there's a lot at stake here in the last 2 weeks. If the Bucs win out, the Saints lose out, they win the division. If they just win one of these last 2 games, they have guaranteed their tickets to the playoffs. And even if they don't win one of these last 2 games, they're probably still going to make the playoffs anyway. But you still want them to go into that playoff push with a lot of momentum, with a lot of fire under them, and clicking on all cylinders on offense and on defense and all these different types of things. So yes, people, we are in the final couple of weeks of the playoff push. I'm excited. I know for a fact that everybody else watching this video is excited as well. And we're inching closer and closer to playoff football for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it feels oh so good in this holiday season. But guys, that is going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts about all the storylines that I mentioned down in the comment section below. What do you think about the Detroit Lions coaching situation and just the unfortunate circumstances that they're dealing with? What do you think about the players being out on both sides of the team for both the Buccaneers and the Lions? What do you think about Donovan Smith getting back into the rotation? Then finally, how do you feel about the Buccaneers playoff push? How long have you been waiting Have you guys, I've seen some fans say, I was born this year. I have not seen the Buccaneers make the playoffs in my lifetime, which, blows my mind, basically, in terms of, fans saying that they have not seen their team make the playoffs yet. I guess it's been that long, but I'm incredibly, excited to finish out this season and get into some playoff football, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now. Merry Christmas again, everybody, and go Bucs.